Namaste, this side Bharti Kaushik and I have pursued my masters in geoinformatics. Along with that, I had served as a mentor for 3 years and specifically subjects are taken by me are geography, environment ecology and science and technology. So today we are here because Deep IS has launched a new foundation batch specifically for NCRTs and I am going to be your mentor for geography NCRT from class 6 up to 12 onward where we are going to understand the deep knowledge that particular gap which is already missing in our school time, right? That's the reason we have to study it again. Now, we have to understand this as well, that why NCRTs are important in civil service examination. Because let's suppose a person who is living in a Ladakh, a person who is living in a Andhra Pradesh, right? In you can say Andaman Nicobar. Okay, so we all are a native of Bharat, isn't it? And we are eligible for UPSC civil service examination as well. So they had prescribed the syllabus this way, which should be accessed by every native of Bharat. And they will be able to aspire for the same examination. And yes, first and not for the first, definitely it is again they this way beautifully designed that definitely help us to understand the advancement of the topic in further GS sections as well. So, how we are going to take the things? Now we have to understand. First of all, we are going to understand the basic concept because UPSC will always bother about how and why it is happening. They will not bother about when it is happening because they want you to just inculcate the analytical approach, right? And we have to understand the other demand of the UPSC, and as well as we are going to cover the NCRTs, they are going to help you out in other competitive exam as well. So how we are going to understand that particular examiner will gonna ask the questions, because we are going to do the PYQs as well. From PYQs we can at least know the how our allies are strengthened or how they are powerful and how they are approaching the things, so we will be able to understand the topic and help us out in the prelims, mains and further your personality test examination. So now we are going to take the lecture plans. In lecture plan, we have collaborated the topic this way that they are not topic the class from 6, 1, 2, 3 chapter. I have taken the topic if we are going to cover the soil topic from class 6th, and same topic is going to be further continued in the 7th. So the particular topic is going to be done in the one lecture only. Okay, so for an example, we have to understand the solar system, which is even going to understand where you are going to just understand this topic in science and technology as well. Science and technology as well, because if you study about space, you have to understand the solar system first, right? And longitude and latitude, these are the topic which help us to understand the location. Along with that, the climatic condition as well. So in the class 6th, chapter 1, 2, 3, we are going to understand the solar system, the latitude, longitude and the motion of Earth. In the lecture 2, we will understand the map. If we are already understood about the latitude and longitude, definitely it is going to be very easy to understand the map. What kind of the map which is going to be understood by entire world, right? And domain that we are living in Asia. Some people are living in America. Some people are living in Russia. In which kind of climatic conditions are there and how people are managing their life, we will going to understand the domain of Earth first. So in the lecture 3, we will going to cover the environment inside the Earth, means what kind of things are already inside the Earth, like mantle, core and crust. Such other thing we are going to study here, and how the earth is changing, how the condition, the crust, you can say the continents are going to shape there is a difference in the shapes and the continent, how it is going to be happen by the time. So here we are going to understand the chapter in the class 7th, and the chapter 1 to 3 we are going to understand this topic. Now in the lecture 4 that already mentioned the air, water and the natural vegetation, because here we are going to understand first the resources, which is even again in the remaining lectures you will see the same topic is going to be again we have to study, but definitely here we are just going to make the base for the same so that you can go for the advancement. In lecture 5, human environment, settlement, transportation, communication, the interaction between human and environment so that they are managing their living styles in tropical, subtropical, temperate grassland and arid regions. So here again you can see the in the class 7th chapter 7, 8, 9, 10, which is going to be covered in the lecture 5th. So now we have to see this particular red box that you can easily see that I have mentioned over here, the class 8th chapter 1 and 2, class 9th chapter 5th and class 11th India physical environment, that is the name of the book in this chapter 5. In this particular specifically all the lessons, these are the topics which is going to be discussed from minute up to advanced level. So we have to understand first the specifically base, and then we will going to understand how it is going up to the advancement of the topic. So again you can see over here in the lecture 7 we will cover our country India, size and location, physical features, Indian location, structure and physiography. Actually I have already given the name of the topics over here, which is already prescribed in the book, and have already mentioned the source for the same, because our country, it is going to be part of class 6, chapter 6 in class 6, and class 9 chapter 1 and 2, which is going to talk about the size, location and physical features of the India, which is going to be again further the advancement of the topic will gonna be covered in the class 11th, which is the physical environment book, chapter 1 and 2, they talk about the same. In the drainage system and climate, these are going to be correlated, and where we are going to understand the river, the pattern and the same. I've already mentioned the class 9th chapter 3rd and 4th, which will talk about, and the further advancement in the 11th class book chapter 3 or 4. Again soil and agriculture. So this way we are going to do our foundation batch of Ncert, specifically geography. So again, as I already told about the resources and the development, forest and the wildlife resources, water resources, it is a chapter of 1 to 3 that is mentioned in the class 10th. Okay, same class 8th again, chapter 4, 5, class 9, chapter 6, they talk about the industries and human resources and population. Now, lecture 12 will talk about mineral, energy. So now you have to understand, if we are knowing about the mineral, the energy, at least we can figure it out about the manufacturing, the industries as well, because wherever the raw material will be available, definitely the settlement of the industries will gonna be taken in those regions specifically. Now lifelines of the national economy, because as we are knowing the Navratna, which is definitely helping any country. So we are understanding how such as the manufacturing industries are going to help our economy, which is going to be covered in class 10th, and chapter 5, 6, 7 gonna be help us out. Okay, now in lecture 13, the origin of the evolution of the earth. If you are understanding little, that we are going to understand about the solar system, which is talking about the space, right, which is beyond the earth, right, and then we are going to understand how the specifically world is going to be originated. In this topic that we are going to understand the origin, how the earth is evolved, how the interior of the earth is already there, that we will going to understand how earthquakes are forming, how volcanoes are forming. Definitely if there's something inside the earth, that's the reason some lava in the form of magma, some lava is going to be coming up out. Now distribution of the ocean and the continent, which is going to help us out how there are the seven specifically ocean and the seven continents are there, where the majority of the population are residing. Now we have to understand there are some geomorphic process. Geomorphic process is all talking about there are kind of two type of forces which is going to impact earth. First from within the earth, right, and the another one which is going to be impacted by outside of the earth. So these are the geomorphic process. By help of them, any kind of land are going to be formed and they started evolving. So in the lecture 30 and lecture 15, we are going to cover this, which is entirely part of your class 11th and chapter 5th and 6th, right? Now, in lecture 16, we will talk about the composition and the structure of the atmosphere. So if you understand about the chronology, first we have done the solar system. Now, then we have done the geomorphology means we have to understand the interior of earth, the outside of the earth, right? Now the next we are going to talk about the climate, which is going to be happen where? In the atmosphere. So here we are going to understand the atmosphere. So now as per the chronology we are going first solar, geomorphology, atmosphere. Definitely now the next would be the ocean, either or any water body, right? So now even the lecture 17 that you can understand the water in the atmosphere, world climate and the climate change, and in 18 the water ocean that we are going to understand, and the movement of water that we probably had heard about the oceanic current. What is current? Okay, that we are going to understand here. So I have already mentioned the source of those topic from class 11. The fundamental of the physical geography will talk about such a topic which is already prescribed here on the screen. Now we have to understand the biodiversity. Well, these are the topic which even going to be taken in environment ecology as well. But as they are the domain of geography only, that we have to understand the basic concept for the same. Now, as we talk about the endogenic or exogenetic force. Just we had talked about the geomorphology, right? In geomorphology, we had discussed about the forces are there from within the earth and from outside the earth. So they are creating some disaster, some hazard. So if we are knowing the natural hazard, we would be able to at least help people over there so that we can rescue them. We can rescue them from any danger. Now, after that, when we had already covered the solar system and the geomorphology, the atmosphere, the water body, what next? Now, human. Now we have to understand what are the relation between human with the solar system, with geomorphology, atmosphere and the water. Because as per this only, human is going to settle themselves. And as per the settle, the economy will going to hamper. The economy will hamper. So in the first we will discuss the population. Population just mean wherever the group of people are going to start dwelling. So we have to understand how they are going to be distributed, what is the density, how they are growing and how composition of migration is happening. So as people are just moving in abroad, right? Why? Because the people are getting work over there. If we are just discussing about the Silicon Valley. So Silicon Valley again, that is also in India. The Bengaluru is known as a Silicon Valley of India. Okay, so you can easily see over there the IT sector, the information technology relevant people will gonna like acquire those are the reason which because this particular reason is developed this way where people are working under information technology department, right? So we have to understand how human is development and how the settlement is happening, which is going to be totally a part of class 12th and people and economy chapter 3rd and 4 will talk about the same. Now, when we had already discussed about the settlement, so if we are just knowing the ancient time, people were totally based on agriculture, right? So we have to understand what is land and how land is going to be resource, how land is working is an asset, and how agriculture is happening, and what are the water resources which is going to help them out for any irrigation method, and how water resources are dimining, how the groundwater is going to be hampered just because of poor practice of agriculture. We will understand such other topic. Now, and the minerals and the minerals and the energy resources, this is particular topic we have already done in the previous chapters, but here we have to understand how human and the settling of the manufacturing industries is going to happen, how the transport is playing a vital role into that, and how communication, the third sector, the tertiary sector, it is going to be prominent. Now, as we are going to talk about the economy of the human, right, economy of how human is settling down, we as we are just growing, what we are exactly doing, we are just disturbing our ecology. So we have to plan it. Why we have to plan it? So the next future generation will gonna be able to access such other resources equally. So we have to plan this where we are going to understand how to plan them, and how these we have to just procure it for the next generation, and how the international trade is going on, and how geography perspective and selected issues are relevant to them. So now human geography is talking about the nature and the scope, because as per the nature, as per the area of interest, people started settling themselves. The way that if I talk about any of person who is into who is into agriculture, agriculture. So what do you think? They are not going to reside in any major cities. They will live where they will get the big farmland, right? Same way we have to understand, we were talking about the distribution of the people. Now we have to just we are just making the extension of the area, and we will talk about the world population. Again, we will discuss about the density, the growth, and the population composition. Now, how humans are going to be occupied in primary activities, secondary activities, tertiary, and the quaternary activities. How these are the activities which are going to help human economy or any nation's economy in a better way. Okay, so these are the topic which is going to be covered in India, people and economy, and chapter 4, 5, 6 are talking about the same. Now, last, transport and the communication, international trade, human settlement, again, which is going to be already done in the previous chapters, but definitely if they are already mentioned in the NCERT again, that we have to just go into the little deep, so we are able to fetch or jot down those are the point which is going to help you out in writing in your mains examination, and along with that you are in your specifically prelims exam, you will be able to at least eliminate those other section which is going to be more prone to it. Now, in approximately 40 hours, we are going to cover this particular session that is just specific for the geography, and we are going to cover from class 6 up to 12th. So in 40 hours we are going to cover this. So here we are already we are going to just start a new batch over there. We are working on your foundation. So after just understanding the foundation of the topic, you are going to be eligible or able to do those are the topic easily, which is going to be further done in your GS section. So GS is what? A little advancement and along with your current topic. So current plus your NCERT, which become your what? Your specifically GS section. So here in the NCERT, in this GS foundation course, really sorry to say, NCRT foundation course, you will be able to at least do your GS 70% proportion. So now you have to understand how it is going to be important. So enroll yourself with Deep IAS, and please, so enroll yourself with Deep IAS and just work on your foundation. And not only, as I had already told you, not only on UPSC exam only, it is going to help you out your own region, because geography is relevant with you. Like every day that we have to go to the market, so where we are going to understand the economy, right? So how geography is playing a vital role into that, how the climatic conditions are changing, how this year we are seeing a severe hot weather. So definitely there are so many reasons behind it, but if we are knowing the foundation, the base of the same, we are definitely able to understand the further those big things in your future as well. So all the best. Thank you so much.